Hello, I'm about to head in to get my nails redone. I usually get them done 2 weeks on the dot because I have a really bad track record of breaking my nails and picking at them if I don't get them done. So I just haven't had time, and with all the New York and all the other travel that I've been doing, I got them done actually right before I went to New York. So it's been a little while. I went to Portland and everything, and it's been about 3 weeks, and they still look pretty good. So they currently still have the Santa hat on them. I only broke one, so I really think that that's a win. Well, I'm back, and oh my gosh, it is cold outside. We had such a warm winter, I feel like, so far in like the Virginia, DC area. And now it's just, whew, the wind. But either way, I just got back, and look how cute. I went with blue, and look how cool. So she did a snowman and some snow up here, and then she did a big snowflake on this one. And she also let me know that they're glow in the dark. So I'll have to show you what they look like tonight when I turn the lights off. But yeah, super, super cool, and I thought they were really festive. I also haven't been the best about talking to you all the last couple of days since I've been home. I just needed to reset a little bit after back-to-back-to-back trips and just relax a little bit and also enjoy the holidays, right? Because that's the most important part with your family and friends. So I'm going to insert some clips here, but I ended up baking some cookies with my mom. We call them Spritz. They're like a version, I think, of like a sugar cookie, but with a little bit of a twist on them. They're really good. We just dye them green and shape them like trees, and they're so good. We also only eat them and make them once a year, so they're by far my favorite cookie, and I look forward to it every year. The other thing that we did is we went to the mall. I finished up some Christmas shopping. My mom got a beautiful Cartier watch. She got the one that I got with diamonds, so she upped me, I guess, a little bit, but she's been working so hard for a really long time, and she really deserved it. So that was really fun to see her get that, and we both have Cartier boxes and bags underneath the tree that we're going to kind of open up together. And then I also needed a pair of just new, or a set of new drinking glasses. I've had a few of them break. They were my sister's before, and I just picked up a new set of 6 in Crate and Barrel, and then I did a lot of organizing. I know I did some of that before I left for, I believe it was Portland. Some of my trips are getting a little mixed up, but I did my pantry before Portland, and then I did a bunch of my other cabinets inside of it and kind of rearranged some things. Now it's time to have some fun and to get into the second half of my vlog. I just am about to open up this bottle of champagne. I'm going to get one of my new glasses. Let's do this one. This is one of my favorite ones. And I figured, because if you've watched my Paris vlogs, I went to a couple of chateaus, and how I've always opened up champagne is by twisting this here, popping it. It's supposed to be some loud pop, but it actually is not. So this is actually supposed to be as quiet as possible when trying to pop this, and you're supposed to turn the bottom of this, and it's supposed to be a lot quieter. So that's the way they told us to open up champagne. I don't think it's as fun, if I'm being honest, but I just thought that I'd share with you that fact, as I was going to open this up anyway, and that we get into the second half of this vlog. So we are getting in that time of year where everyone is starting to think about their New Year's resolutions, what changes they want to make, what things they want to accomplish in the next year, and I'm no different. I do really, really well with vision boards and kind of planning out the things that I want to accomplish. I've been doing this for a little while, and I usually get to about 80 to 85% completed of the things that I want to accomplish. So I'm going to give you a little bit of insight and share some of the things that I'm going to focus on next year. And then this time next year, we can kind of bring this back up, and hopefully I haven't completely failed after I talked myself up, but we're going to see where I am from there. I had to move over here because my camera is about to die, and I'm also going to lose the light very shortly here. And I have categorized things in 6 different groups, from home, health, job, travel, creative, and style. I'm gonna start with travel. That is actually the shortest list, believe it or not. But usually around this time, the year before, like I didn't have much planned, and then I ended up going to Hawaii and LA and New York twice and all these things for work. So a lot of things just kind of happen throughout the year, but I know for a fact my big trip that I'm going on next year is to Milan in Greece. I'm a huge fan of Taylor Swift. I have been to a lot of her concerts in the past, and I just could not get tickets to Taylor's concert in the States. And, I figured why not, my sister's in Rome right now, why not see if we can go international? And we got lucky and we got tickets and we're going to Milan. We picked Milan. So we're doing that. I think that's in either June or July. And then since we're over there, we're gonna kind of tag that along with our summer vacation, and we're gonna go to Greece. I have been to Greece, but I went in 2014. It was the year between me graduating high school and going into college. So it's been quite a while. I'm excited to really go back. I love Greece. I think it's a really great trip and should be a lot of fun. But yeah, Milan and Greece are my really big European trip that I've got planned. I think I'm going to Florida sometime in May for work, and I think the trip to Portland I just did is gonna be in Omaha next year, which yeah, I'm not super excited about, but I don't know, it happens. And we'll see where else I end up going. I always end up going to New York because I love New York, and I'll probably end up there as well, and maybe some other places. But yeah, that's where I've got for travel so far. My next one that I wanted to talk to you about is home. You guys, if you haven't already seen my home vlog, go ahead and take a look, or my house vlog. Got everything from, my whole process, from, what it looked like when I just bought it, move-in process, what it looks like now, and it's really cool. So I'm not gonna kind of take you through a tour right now because again, I don't want this video to be too long, and I have already shown you guys that. So go ahead and take a look at that if you haven't already. But here's some updates that I wanna make for home and how I would wanna do that. Maybe this is rude, but I don't, if I wanna like chill and like have a glass of wine, or the first is that I do not have any porch furniture. I go back and forth of one of the reasons that I wanted this house is for a porch, but then what happened is my row was built and I was like, oh, I've got all this room, I've got this beautiful view, I love it. Well, they kept on building, and you know that they're gonna keep on building, but then you don't really put the pieces together until you're kind of looking at it. And if and when I put furniture out there, I'm going to be very close to all of my neighbors on my right and left, and in the front of my house as well. So I need to figure out if I still want to do that, to book or something like that out there. I don't want to constantly have to worry about like being rude and like not saying anything to them, and then you get into all these small talk. So we'll see if I ended up doing that. My next two really big things that I want to focus on are my first floor and my spare bedroom. I knew that, nobody's first house when you buy it is perfect. There's always something that at least one thing, you're lucky if it's only one thing, that you're compromising on. And one of those things for me was that there's only 2 bedrooms. One is my master, the other one is a spare bedroom. I feel like the logical piece of that and what it is right now, it's a bedroom, right? So it's when my sister or my friends stay or whoever it is, they need some place to sleep. And I mean, someone can always like hop in my bed, but again, you kind of want someone to have their own space. They've got their own bathroom. It works out really well that way. But I don't have anywhere for like my office. I sit at my kitchen table like every day. I would also I've always wanted to do some sort of like a walk-in closet or something more like creative or more fun, maybe for like the vlogging as well. Just don't know what that answer is, because again, with doing one of those things, you remove, where's my sister and where, my friends, if they stay over, where are they supposed to sleep? I have to figure out what to do with that. My other thing downstairs is, if you guys are familiar with the townhome or you've heard about this, which you probably have, heat rises. So right now we're in December, my heat is on. My middle floor is perfect. My upstairs when I try to sleep is a little toasty, and my bottom floor feels like an ice box, like you're walking into a freezer. It is so cold. And so to, put the bedroom down there, I feel like would just be cruel, if I'm being honest. And the other problem is everything that I have down there is I put all of my things that I've collected, whether that's my handbags or some of my shoes or just some really cool things that I've gotten from travel. But a problem is because I have these really nice items that are downstairs, my window is constantly, like my blinds are always shut because I don't want people walking by and seeing everything that's there, and I just don't want to draw attention to my house. So I'd love to move that, and frankly, I'd love to move that into the spare bedroom and kind of make that more of like a more homey area downstairs, but I don't know. I'm just gonna have to kind of play around with those. But yeah, those 2 rooms and my porch are probably the biggest things. The only other thing that's on my list, that is constantly on my list and that I'm searching for, are things for my wall. As you can see, it's so bland. And right now my house looks beautiful with the Christmas tree and the things up. But in 2 weeks, when I take that down after Christmas, it's going to be very bland again. And I just think that I need to find some things to fill those gaps, but also things that are going on your wall. No, they don't have to be permanent, but you're looking at them every day. And also to put something on the wall, especially if it's a decent size, can be a bit of a pain in the butt. So I just want to make sure that if I find something that I'm, pretty sure that I like it and that it's going to be up for a little while. The last one that I will throw in here, because my other ones are long, so I will probably throw them into the next video with a couple of other things. My job. I've talked about my job, and I've opened up a little bit more about that in my Portland vlog. So again, go ahead and take a look at those. I went to Portland, Oregon for a work trip and was there for a week and kind of talked about my experiences and some of the things that had happened. So go ahead and take a look at that. But again, I am in software sales at IBM. I have said this before, I don't think I would have ever pictured myself in software sales. I frankly hated salespeople because I always associated them with car salesmen. And I was like, they're terrible. It's a terrible experience. Like now I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, well, that's, I try not to be that bad or anywhere close to that. But I mean, it's kind of part of the job. And so yeah, so I'm in software sales and I joined IBM almost 2 years ago. I will be here, it'll be at 2 years in February. So time goes by really quickly. But one of my big goals last year in my job was confidence, because I was going from a partner side and a much smaller company to this large, big corporation, and kind of got smacked in the face, not physically, but smacked in the face in the sense of, I was like, what is going on? Everything was completely different than I had ever known. And I wasn't confident about, what I was selling because I didn't really understand it, the terminology. I just felt like I was just in a whole nother league of things, which, is super exciting, but is really scary at the same time. And at my last job, we were all kind of around the same age. A lot of us came kind of fresh out of college, so we were kind of in that age gap. But here, I'm the youngest one by on my specific team by 20 to 25 years. So I'm constantly surrounded by really smart and intelligent people, and it's really great because it forces you to learn and pushes you to want to learn, to kind of keep up with them. But there was a lot of confidence, I think, that I was lacking this time last year. So I feel a lot better at where I am. I'm super proud. We get a quota every year. I just booked my last deal and I've hit my quota on my very first full year of sales, because the first year I wasn't on a full year plan. So that's a really big accomplishment. And I think this year, again, it's not super exciting, but I just kind of want to continue to focus on, growth in a lot of those areas and confidence. I think the only other thing that I would say is that, similar to what I said earlier, is I never thought that I'd be kind of where I am and in sales. I went to a conference recently, not the one in Portland, but a different one. And I was listening into a bunch of the different people on the panel speak about different topics, and they were giving advice, and they were like, what is a piece of advice that you could kind of tell your younger self? And I really like what the woman said, where sometimes someone knows you better or sees you in a different light than you see yourself. And so if a door opens, your first instinct is, no, I don't fit that. Why would you, recommend me for that? Or how would that work? Just take a step back and kind of think about that. Just see what doors open, and you don't have to walk through every one, but you never know where that door could kind of lead you. So that was my big goal kind of this year that I think I wanted to keep. So in addition to confidence, I just want to be like open and not be afraid to kind of walk into something. Well, my camera overheated, so I'm going to kind of finish up the last little piece of the vlog here. But yeah, those are just some of the changes and updates that I'm thinking about for next year. And I've got a couple of more, but again, they're a little bit longer, so I'm going to wrap that into the next vlog. But I hope that everyone else, I think, is in the kind of same boat of thinking about some of the things that they're interested in focusing on next year. I'm never one to kind of sit still, and I'm always looking for the next thing and how I can kind of better myself in just lots of different areas. So that is what I'm already planning. I'm going to close out my vlog here, enjoy the rest of my champagne, and just kind of relax. I have barely sat down and frankly watched a Christmas movie and just relaxed. So I would love to do that tonight and just chill out, especially before, the holidays in a few more days hit and I'm surrounded by family and friends. I love them, but it gets a lot very quickly, and I just can't wait to I just need to relax tonight. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed my part 1 of my vision board. I will include the next piece in the next vlog, and then I'll include some other things about what's going on as well. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you soon.